Are we live? All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for our monthly Board of Commissions regular scheduled meeting. It is 12:09 here at our headquarters in our Sinahanya office. And it is March 17th, 2026. All right, we'll start with roll call. Commissioner Torres?
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Rice?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Corpus?
Present.
Chairman John, Dr. John Rivera is excused, and Commissioner Nisha is also excused. We have quorum. All right, moving on to item number 2, board meetings and public announcements. First and second printing, Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, and Sunday, March 15th, 2026, both located in your packets. I see that they are in order. If you have any questions, Commissioners, let me know. Okay, moving along. Item number 3, approval of previous board minutes for February 10th, 2026, which are also found in your packets.
If I may, Vice Chair,
Yes.
I'll just point out a couple of errors that we have. The first one has to do with page 2. Our apologies, but Miss Filomena's name was misspelled. So you'll see it in the first column. It should really be an E instead of an I, Philomena. And then in the second column, the same thing. And then also her last name does not have an H in it. It's just Nicolas. And the same with the third column under action, just that her name needs to be spelled correctly. And then on page 3, the very first paragraph, third sentence, GHURA needs to be spelled correctly and have the capital H included. And then page 4, the same under action, we need to include the H in GHURA. And on page 5, on the third column under action, where, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, where it talks about the AMP 1, 2, and 4 awarding 825,400, about middle of the paragraph. It should show OH construction spelled as capital O period, capital H period. And then on page 7, we just need to correctly spell your last name, Vice Chair. It should be a Z instead of an S. And that's all I have so far.
Thank you, Madam Director.
To point out one on same page 5 in the middle. We have 1, 2, and 4 awarding 825,400 for construction. Then items 1, 2, and there's nothing. Should that be a 4 at the answer? And 1, 2, and, or is it just 1 and 2? Or we're giving this one 2.
This is page 5.
Page 5, middle of the
Executive Director Nathalie presented an intent to award IFB GHURA 26004 renovation 26 public housing units at 1, 2, and 3.
I believe that should read 4, Mr. Chairman.
Should be 4.
Yes.
Good catch. I'm not seeing anything else.
I'm just questioning that, page 5, the second column. It goes down, when you go down. Renovation of 36 public housing units at AMP 1, 2, and 3, it says 3 there.
Should be 4.
And then, yeah, the first column says 4, so that should be 4, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And then, I'm sorry, then we're gonna add a 4 to, the lower one?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. That is true. And then my last name on page 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, but then. You've won pretty. Sanchez.
I get the same thing.
Corpus,
For
Yeah.
7,
yeah. It's cool. Sounds phonetically. Hi, Commissioner, if there's nothing else, may I get a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve the previous board meetings of February 10, 2026 with noted corrections.
So noted. Thank you. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corpus, and may you go ahead and take a vote. Show of hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, thank you. Approval of previous board minutes have been approved. All right, moving along to new business, item number 4, intent of award, IFB GHURA 26-010. Backup generators for AMP4 and Total Guam. Madam Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair. IFB intent of award, IFB GHURA -26-010 backup generator for AMP4 Total Guam. Bid opening for the subject project was held on February 12th, 2026 at 2:00 p.m. A total of 8 bidders registered for the bid and were given bid specifications, of which 2 submitted a bid. Listed below are the results of the bid submissions, which were opened and read out aloud publicly. Vendor number 1 was OH Construction with a bid bond of 15% of the total bid amount. They were awarded base bid item number 1 at 169,500 days. And this project is for 180 consecutive calendar days. Vendor number 2 was ILMA International Inc. /iTech Builders. They presented a cashier's check for 15% of the total bid amount. And their bid was for item number 1, base bid item number 1 was $182,500. The government estimate was $156,441.60. The next couple of pages, page 2 shows the breakdown of the item descriptions for the project for OH Construction and the breakdown from ILMA International Inc. or iTech Builders. And then the third page goes on to say that the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority's GHURA's mission is to provide affordable, decent, safe, and sanitary housing through the maintenance of our existing units to ensure that the facilities owned and managed by GHURA are safe and appealing to the residents. The AMP4 management and staff are committed to ensuring uninterrupted support services for our residents. The purchase of a generator aims to maintain office operations during power outages, preventing any disruption that could affect residents' assistance. The generator is expected to automatically activate when a power failure is detected, allowing staff to continue their work, operate computer systems, and deliver essential services without interruption. In review of the bid result, OH Construction provided the lowest responsive and responsible bid. The committee members determined to proceed with the award of the project to OH Construction in the amount of $169,500 for bid item number 1. The following project timeline is 180 consecutive calendar days at the cost of $169,500 with no option periods. And if you have any questions, I believe we do have A&E present to answer them.
Thank you, Madam Director. Appreciate it. Commissioners, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Or is there a pad for the generator present this time, or
We'll give that to Mr. Sunny.
as long as it's in place? Or will they need to put one as a change orders later, or?
Well, let me ask, I know the engineering is also, A&E is also online. Not too familiar with this project, sir, but for the most part, for many of the generator projects that I've run into, there is a pad that is included. Because every generator weight is different. And so and if they were gonna use an old pad, I would recommend for it to be demoed, it would have to be removed. Because again, part of it is generator weight, and if it's smaller than the new generator, then of course it's gonna have to be included. So let me ask, Mom Cherry or Urban, I know you guys are online and you probably can hear me. Can you confirm that, please? Well, I guess not. Maybe they're looking it up. Well, we'll just get back to you, sir. I mean, I'm sure that's it's.
Would you mind repeating the question again? Because I actually didn't hear it clearly.
Okay, so every generator, when these large generators that are gonna be used for a backup for buildings and whatnot, they're usually placed on what's called a pad. It's like, the area where the generator sits. It's a reinforced concrete, elevated, level. If there's not one included, they're not showing, they're just showing installation of generator training. So I would assume that there's a pad already there. But that's to be confirmed. If there's not, then will that be a separate change order later? So Sunny was pointing out that if there's a pad existing there already, would you know the rating and how much weight it could hold compared to the new one coming in?
There is a pad, it's already built. Very good. Yeah. Can I talk? Yeah.
You can talk now. It's open.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. The pad is already in place. So the only thing we need is the generator itself to be installed on site.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Torres?
Yeah, I got some follow-up to Commissioner Corpus' question. Because usually these are permitted by Guam EPA, right? A generator siting.
Yes, sir. It goes through the permit process.
Right,
The whole
right.
project goes through the permit process, both air and water, van, I'd say. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And sometimes I've seen them, they build pads where if it sits on top of the fuel, that they build a catchment that in case the fuel, to catch any fuel spillover or whatever.
I mean, like a berm,
Yeah.
sir, or some type of
Yeah.
oily water
There's a pad
separation.
like you're
catch.
talking to, and they build around and they,
Mhm.
so I'm just wondering the design. It's, in the design.
Mm.
Does it incorporate some of those, Guam EPA requirements?
Make it loud.
Is there a catchment for fuel, Miguel? Spillage.
Yes, sir. The generator that we ordered is already including the fuel, which is it is 72 hours capacity something for a backup. So it is within the generator already. The scope. Within the scope, and including the wire connection going to our main power system to connect the standard power from our building.
Oh, okay, I guess that's in the item 4 in the electric work, right? That's what that is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Sunny, thank you, and Commissioner Corpus, of course. If it would not be any trouble, could you provide the board some images of this project as it progresses, or at least comes close to its final fruition?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That's
So
okay.
you can have the board give them a visual of what this is transpiring to be. That'd be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Commissioners, if there's nothing else.
What, I just wanna know, where's this cited at in the office?
M4. M4. It's near the M4 office, sir. M4?
Yes,
You
sir.
go.
It's located at Amfor office.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, thank you.
All right, Commissioner, if there's anything else.
One small question.
Yes.
Is there an existing generator there now that has to be disposed of?
No, sir. There is no existing
Okay.
generator. The generator room was created and built with the project of the AMP4 basketball court. So there is a housing. We are just procuring a generator.
I was thinking about that too.
Including the
We have
office.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Commissioner. Okay, if there's not seeing or hearing anything else, may I get a motion on the floor, please?
Thank you.
Make a motion, to, instead of award, IFB GHURA 26-010 backup generator for AMP4 Toto Guam. Change order number 1.
Hold on. Number one.
Yeah, change order number 1.
No,
I'm sorry,
correction.
Commissioner. This is an intent to award.
We see the intent to award.
Oh, sorry, you don't, yeah,
Yeah.
I went down to the.
No, 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 you're fine. And then we're just gonna do this
Yes.
and then. Yeah, so you just read. Alicia, we're gonna redo it real quick.
Yes, of course,
Okay.
if you want, you can just look at page 3.
Yeah, that's what we're.
Right, and then the
Yeah.
bottom, the last paragraph, just follow where it says, with the award.
Just to award to.
Awarded to OH Construction in the amount of $169,500 for the bid item number 1. The project timeline is 100 consecutive calendar days. That's it, at a cost of $169,500
Yes. With no option.
With the what?
with no options.
Period.
Thank you, Commissioner. And may I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, we'll take a vote. Throw hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Motion approves. Thank you, Commissioners. Okay. Moving along to item number 2, change order number 1, GHURA-25-011, rehabilitation of 16 Guam Housing Corporation units in the Lauderdale, Guam. Excuse me, Madam Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Before I go through the change order, I just wanted to let you know that as you are aware, we have had or we do have a memorandum of agreement with the Guam Housing Corporation in their efforts to rehabilitate their units in the Lauderdale area. And the memorandum of agreement is really for they needed assistance with from our A&E department to help with this rehabilitation project. And so, of course, part of the memorandum agreement does stipulate that any change orders, etc., has to be approved by their Board of Commissioners first before then we present it to you, so you are aware of because the funding did come to GHURA, but they have to approve it before we even present it to you for approval. That is the reason why you have pages 7 all the way through, I believe it's 19 which has to do with the approval by their board of the change order for the rehabilitation of these 16 units. So I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, and then with regard to this change order, there was a letter addressed in your packet, addressed to Mr. Kim, the general manager of Genesis Tech Corporation, regarding change order number 1, GHURA-25-011, rehabilitation of 16 Guam Housing Corporation units in Lara, Dededo, Guam. It says, Dear Mr. Kim, in reference to your contract dated November 19th, 2025 for the rehabilitation of 16 Guam Housing Corporation units in Lara, Dededo, Guam, the following change order is in accordance with Section 28, General Conditions of the Contract for Construction shall be amended to include the added changes. Provide all labor, materials, supervision, transportation, and equipment for the complete construction and installation according to the contract plans, specifications, and described scope of work for the additional items listed below. Subject to the conditions hereinafter set forth, any equitable adjustment of the contract price and the contract time is established as follows. Number 1, the addition of items are defined per the attached breakdown for the supply of materials and labor for the rehabilitation of the 16 Guam Housing Corporation units in Lara, Dededo, Guam. And then you have tables showing the material and labor description. And I think if you note, you will see that most of the description has to do with the existing windows and what needed to be included in the change order for the existing window units in certain units. So the total amount they were indicating was for the first unit, it was a 2-bedroom. There were 6 total 2-bedroom units. And what they needed was $70,800 for their windows. Item number 2 description was for the existing windows in 3-bedroom units, 7 units of 3-bedroom units at a price of $123,900. And then item number 3 shows that it's for 3 4-bedroom units, windows at a price of $64,800. And then item number 4 shows installation of a new interior door at a cost of $2,450. And then it does indicate that there's a deduction from contract schedule of values of $66,000. So that this change order is for a total amount of $195,950. The original contract was for $1,030,000, and the notice to proceed was on February 3rd, 2026. The contract duration is for 180 calendar days. There have not been any changes approved prior to this one. This change order is for $195,950. There's no extension for this change order, so that the adjusted contract amount goes from $1,030,000 to $1,225,900, with a new completion date of August 2nd, 2026. The GHURA AE division reviewed the proposed scope of work and cost and deemed it to be fair and reasonable cost for the scope of work needed to complete the rehabilitation. And as I mentioned, the attachments or the additional pages are from the Guam Housing Corporation's board approval of this change order. If you have any questions, we do have A&E. I think we have a couple of our Guam Housing Corporation executives online also.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Director.
I can present, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Stein.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, commissioners, once again. And I'd like to recognize President Edith, who is online, and of course, Ms. Patty Kier from Guam Housing Corporation. Now, if I may reference page 4 and page 5 of the change order. Page 4, as what Madam Director had mentioned, covers the windows. I think items 1, 2, and 3 cover windows. And item 4 is the installation of a new interior door. So if I may give you a little bit of context for a few minutes right now. These windows are, and also because of that, I'd like for you to also reference page 18 on your packet, please. I don't have any pictures for the screen, but I do have the paper in your packet, page 18 and page 19, which show you the drawings that A&E had provided Guam Housing for their scopes of work. Now, if you can imagine, this is the typical bedroom. This conference room is like a typical bedroom for the Guam housing units, and there are two long, they call them long windows. If you look at page 18, it is roughly 90 inches long from the ceiling, and it is 6 inches from the floor. And I think these things are about 3 feet and 3 feet wide. They're the louvers, the old louver types.
Yes.
And so there are 2 of them. You can imagine 2 of them on the walls of the bedroom, of these bedrooms. And so the scope is to completely close out one of the windows, of these windows that you can see on the next page, is to completely close it out. That's on page 19. And to also open it up, just to open up the width, close up the bottom part, and then we would open it up to install a 4x4 window. Now, the reason why we want a 4x4 window is because at the beginning of our conversations, GHURA and Guam Housing was also interested in offering many of these units to allow GHURA customers to be tenants as well. So, of course, with that statement, we had to, of course, impose GHURA standards, GHURA construction standards. And so and one of our standards is that for egress requirements, it had to be a 4x4 window, not a 3x6 window or a 3x7. That's why you see the changes. And that is the change order. And by the way, this is an owner-initiated change order, because at first there was a certain number of windows, but they wanted, I guess, all 16 units, because the first scope of work is to cover all 16 units. Okay. Or did not cover 16 units, my apologies on that. So, yes, Guam Housing decided for 2 reasons to change from long windows. One, the window supplier on Guam is not readily available. This type of window, the long ones, are not readily available.
Okay.
And the second one is the long windows could easily be damaged because it's just 6 inches off the floor. So it's very accessible to either kids or animals from the outside. So they decided to instead put in the 4x4 windows. And the doors, if you look at item number 4, which is installation of new interior doors, although it appears to be a very small amount nonetheless. This was originally owner furnished, contractor installed, but they didn't have enough doors, and so this portion was then given to the contractor to purchase and to complete. Yes, sir.
Is that just one door or? And
Sir, that's a good question. I think it could be 1 or 2 doors, sir.
also, I noticed something, it says 34 feet width, that's.
Oh,
feet,
that
so-
could be inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a very large door.
Thank you, sir. Good catch.
Yeah.
I
Good
think
catch.
I think that
That should be,
I
that should
think
be
it should be
inches.
3.4 feet
Yeah, that should-
times 8.70 feet. I think like that.
that should be inches.
Commissioners, when we vote on this, we just make the correct subject is corrections
Yeah, we put it out on door, so. It's
Yeah.
one door, that's,
instead of height. We just do inches.
That should be inches.
I'm sorry, because it's not just one door.
Yeah, it appears to be just one door.
We're housing Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rude.
Goliath. That's pretty big.
Roll back.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you, Sonny.
Yes, you're welcome,
Is
sir.
there anything else you would like to point out or add to that?
The project itself is about 25% complete.
Perfect.
They are working on mock-ups, and so that way, at least the customer, which is Guam Housing, they can see what the final construction will be, whether it be the kitchen, bathroom, or living areas, before they proceed with the full construction. Yes, sir. Yes.
Just a reminder, where's Lada's up there in Dedado, right?
Yes, sir. In Lada, yeah. Right past Wedding Hill, right next to Wedding Hill.
Swing and left after.
Yeah.
Lobby, so.
I have. Maybe, yeah.
Wedding Hill Elementary, sir.
Across the street.
You know where the Northern Public Health is?
Yeah.
Northern Public Health. There you go,
Right
sir.
now, okay, right there.
Yeah.
August 2nd, right? So I think it's the completion date.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to just make comments. Sonny, you're doing a fantastic job explaining this stuff, though.
Oh,
I know it's not your forte to be a speaker and, I mean, you're more of an engineer than you're, you know, figuring out, like, my hat's off to you there.
oh, thank you. But I have a lot of help. I have a lot of help, sir. My team is very,
Yeah,
they're very good at explaining.
that's true, you know, you can't.
Thank
I
you
would
at all.
have good help, but you're real. I just wanted to point out that you're very articulate in
Oh,
describing some of the stuff to me, so we can,
You're painting a good picture for us.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
oh.
Yeah, that's why I was stating earlier that, you know, sometimes for our less visual,
Of course.
if you can provide us pictures, we like pictures.
Yes, sir. Well, my next presentation has
Yeah.
pictures. Yeah.
We're trying not to put the square in the circle peg. So, okay, thank you so much for that. Is there, Mr. Sunny, is there anything your team would like to add, before we move on to this?
Let me ask, Mom Cherry or Urban? Or Miguel?
Sir Sunny?
Yes, Mom Cherry, is there anything you'd like to add?
No.
All is complete, sir.
Okay,
Okay, perfect. And our guest from, Guam
Thank you.
Housing, is there any?
President Edith or Miss Patty, if there's anything you'd like to add.
Okay, let me
No.
see, where am I? Okay. There you go. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can.
Okay, hello. No, I think this change order has been discussed with Sunny's team, and we agreed to that change order.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Edith.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Commissioners, any questions for our Guam Housing? Yes. Okay, thank you. So if there's nothing else on the matter, I'd like to get a motion on the floor, please. All right, Chris. Motion on the floor.
Chair, I'd like to approve or recommend approval of change order number 1, GHURA -25-011. Rehabilitation of 16 Guam Housing Corporation units in Lada, Dedado, Guam. In the amount of $169,500. And project timeline is 180 consecutive days. With no option periods or extensions.
Thank you, Commissioner. Could you also add subject to
Subject
correction?
with corrections of,
Height, 2 inches.
yes, what is it, the dimensions from height? And reference to height and dimensions from feet to inches.
Feet to inches.
Feet inches, yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Commissioner. May I get a second?
One second.
Thank you, Commissioner Forrest. All right, we can go ahead, take a vote. Go Pence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Commissioners. The item has been approved. Thank you to our guests from Guam Housing, and thank you, Sunny, to you and your team as well.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Okay, moving along to item number 3, change order number 2, GHURA-25-007, renovation of 8 public housing units at M2 and M3. Madam Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Change order number 2, GHURA-25-007, renovation of 8 public housing units at AMP2 and AMP3. Your packet has a letter addressed to Mr. Michael J. Lee, General Manager of OH Construction, and it says, "Dear Mr. Lee, in connection with your contract dated July 14th, 2025 for the renovation of 8 public housing units at AMP2 and AMP3, the following change order is in accordance with Section 28, General Conditions of the Contract for Construction shall be amended to include the added changes. Provide all labor, materials, supervision, transportation, and equipment for the complete construction and installation according to the contract plans, specifications, and described scope of work for the additional items listed below. Subject to the conditions hereinafter set forth, any equitable adjustment of the contract price and the contract time is established as follows. Number 1, the addition of items are defined per the attached breakdown for the supply of materials and labor for the renovation of 8 public housing units at AMP2 and AMP3. The table shows a description of material and labor, and it is for 156A North Doyle, GH83, Balaso, AMP3. And it describes safety work of concrete slab protection, replacement of reinforcement rebar, concrete formwork, concrete and concrete pouring, plastering, and paint finish for a total of $20,000. The original contract was for $459,700 with a notice to proceed date of August 4th, 2025. Changes approved has been 1. Contract duration is 200 calendar days. The approved change order amount was $480,700. And the extension date for the previous is to February 20th, 2026. This change order of $20,000, an extension of this change order is 35 days. The adjusted contract amount, I'm so sorry, I believe this amount was not completely typed out. It should be a total of, hold on. My apologies.
It's just missing the cents, Mrs. 500,700.
So it would be $500,700?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. With a new completion date of March 27th, 2026. Okay, upon GHURA AE Division's review of the proposed scope of work and cost, it is deemed to be a fair and reasonable cost for the scope of work needed to complete the rehabilitation. I believe A&E, Sunny, you had slides to kind of show why this change order is for $20,000. Am I correct?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do.
Okay.
I do have a presentation.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Sun. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here to discuss this change order. It's quite important to do because it's regarding the structural columns for 156A Doyle unit. While the initial plan was focused on routine surface repairs, we had a site inspection that resulted to starting the work, and it showed deeper structural failures that, of course, we will need to address immediately so that safety and longevity of the building is taken care of. Next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. Yeah. Mind you, this is on the second floor. Now, this investigation started out with a long crack that appeared in this column right here, the first drawing on the farthest left. There was a long crack, and so the contractor started, he told us, he informed us of this big long crack. And so we started investigating, and next thing you know, the concrete just started coming off. It just started like almost like powder. It just kind of started falling away, and it started exposing all the rebar. Now, in it, we did find severe rebar corrosion because the crack had already gone through it. And so it allowed all the humidity and the moisture to work on the rebar and rust it away. And so, of course, that caused a lot of spalling. And it's kind of like a vicious circle. Once you have a crack, the rebar gets infected, I call it, starts to rust, and then it starts getting fat, and then it pushes the concrete out. The concrete starts cracking more, cracks start to propagate. Next thing you know, you have your whole wall just coming apart. And that's basically what happened. So as the cracks started getting wider and larger, it started allowing more moisture to come in. Next thing you know, it just comes right off. So that's the first thing that we found. The next thing that we found was the what do they call these things? The tie bar bends, the rebar tie bends. These things are only bent 90 degrees when by design and by code, these ends are supposed to be tied at 135 degrees, which is, can you go to the next slide, Miss Audrey, please? I'd like to show the board this. And so when I had the A&E team look at it, this is the fix, by the way. This is how we recommended the fix. We do have a structural engineer on board. Now, when you do these columns, you're supposed to have them at every interval. There's a certain interval here. They call them lap splices, and so there's a certain space in between. That's one. So it looked like there wasn't even enough rebar. Those rebar. Collars, I guess, what I'll call them for now. The collars weren't even enough. And in order to prevent the collars from coming apart, they should be bent. Right there you go. Yeah, they're supposed to be bent and locked in with one of the corners of the rebar. Okay, so that way when you start pouring concrete in, it won't push the rebar out and make that fat. It kind of has a little locking there. So that's the design. Okay, so we did find three things: severe rebar corrosion and spalling, substandard grout material. That's why the concrete started coming apart, and incorrect rebar tie bends. Now the fix, the repair procedures, we immediately supported the building. We put in these shoring jacks. We had to, because this is found on the second floor. Can you go back one slide, Miss Audrey, please? There you go. This column is found on the second floor, so there's one floor underneath it. So we immediately put up shoring jacks underneath as well as above. Okay, I mean, that's full disclosure. There's just no way, because just in case you have heavy rains, heavy winds, next thing you know, this roof collapses, which then collapses on the next floor, and you have a disaster. So we just said, no, do it. We find it, we do it. It just keeps the building in integrity, right? Keeping the building integrity going rather than waiting for us to see what happens next. So in the effort of full disclosure, so we've already supported the building. We started removing the bad concrete already and exposing all of the bad rebar. Okay, so the process would be to clean and treat the steel and install new reinforcements, as you have seen in the other slide. And then, of course, we would pour high strength concrete. That would be the repair fix. That's what the $20,000 is for. Okay, that's what the $20,000 change order. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, why didn't you see this before? Again, this was just a matter of investigation and discovery. It was only because of this one large crack that we saw, we decided to investigate, and that's why it wasn't there in the first pass and scoping. Okay, now let's see. I want to show you that this is a matter of strict code compliance and life safety. We didn't want to ignore these findings and simply paint over the cracks, and that we'd be leaving a structural support in place that we now know is not compliant. And if you're thinking that, do other buildings have this type of structure? we've already notified the other amps that if you do have this type of structure, please let us know so that we can also investigate the other amp structures, because it's a two-story, this is a two-story structure and design. Yes, sir.
But this is in Melissa, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's probably built by one contractor, the certain number of buildings there, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
So
We've
that might-
inspected the other buildings as well for failures.
Mr. Sunny, thank you for that. Excuse me, Mr. Commissioner Torres, did you have another?
Oh, no, so you didn't find anything yet?
No. So far.
Great.
So far, so far, so far. So, Mr. Sunny, do you have do you know who the contractor was who built
Oh, the original contractor,
the original contractors?
Let me ask the team.
I know it's archaic maybe, but I'm just saying, by any chance would be.
I don't know personally, but we can research it for you. Mom
Yeah.
Cherry, are you online? Or Irvin?
Sir, seems like it's been a long time. Would you know? We can
Check the files.
check the file, sir. But as of now, we cannot identify who were the previous contractor for this project.
Do we have, thank you, well, follow-up question, how old is this building?
What
Yeah.
is the building? Would you know?
Oh, 1980s.
According to Miguel, it's 1980s.
80s.
80s?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just for visual, or specifically in Mauritius.
Hindi talaga nagamit yun na sa kulang.
Okay, where in Mauricio? Guys?
Where in Mericho?
It is on.
I forgot.
I'm not familiar with the Simiso area, Melissa area. So it's
I think I am, like, if you're familiar with where the Malesut Church is, and you
Yes.
go up that hill, that's where you'll
Yeah.
see the GHURA housing.
Okay, yes, so you're going up to the school and the library,
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually before, because after the school is actually where the senior citizens are. But there are homes before that on both sides. I believe,
Yes.
or one side, yeah, Doyle Street. But it's up
Okay.
that hill from the church.
Before the school.
before the school.
Yes, that's correct, Miss Liz. Doyle Street, Antigua.
Got it, okay. Okay, thank you. If we ever were down there for any reason, would like to go stroll by it,
Of course.
Yeah. freak out the contractor, we get there like, hey, we're just looking. Who are, and you are? Yeah. And thank you, Sonny, and to your team again. Commissioners, any other questions on this? Anything you want to add? Okay,
I know that is a problem with the cracking concrete.
huge liability,
And, ample around it, Doug.
yeah,
Well,
same
do
issues,
not double story.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know,
same,
not as bad,
not as bad.
but they're there.
But Sonny, just to reiterate, your team's on it. If they discover after exploratory, analysis of the structure of the building, they'll address it. They'll bring it to our attention as well. Yeah. So, all right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you again, Sonny, and to your team. Okay, if there's nothing else on the matter, may I get a motion on the floor, please?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve change order number 2. GHURA -25-007. Renovation of 8 public housing units at AMP 2 and AMP 3. And the amount of, the revision would be from the original contract of $459,700 The change order amount should be increased by 20,000 to come to the new value of $500,700. And the completion date from August 4th, 2025 to March 27, 2026.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Torres, excuse me, Corpus. And with that being said, may I get a vote on the floor, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, thank you. Item number 3, excuse me, change order number 2 has been approved. Thank you. And Sunny, thank you again to you and your team.
Well, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. All right, moving along to item number 5, old business, intent of award, OPA RFP -26-001, and independent financial audit services for the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. Madam Director, floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Intent of award, OPA-RFP-26-001. Independent Financial Audit Services for the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA. And the RFP submittal for the subject project was held on December 5th, 2025 at 3 p.m. A total of 2 bidders registered for the bid, of which 1 submitted a bid. The evaluation committee evaluated the RFPs based on the qualifying scoring factors listed below. Relative weight of technical evaluation factors. There was just 1 vendor, Berger, Comer, and Associates. And the tables show the evaluation criteria, which included the quality of their proposal content and plan for performing the required services. The total points of 30, they earned 23 of those 30 points. B, the ability, qualifications, experience, and quality of personnel, equipment, and facilities. They earned 27 of 30 points. C, availability and capacity of offerer. They earned 18 of 20 points. D, offerer's record of past performance on similar projects. They earned 9 of 10 points. And E, offerer's general experience and past performance. They earned 9 of 10 points. The total points they could have scored was 100. They received 86 of the 100 points. And then the evaluation criteria continues. I'm sorry, so the total score you received of 86 of 100 was from evaluator number 1. And then using the same evaluation criteria, evaluator number 2 gave them a score of 79 out of 100. And then using the same evaluation criteria, evaluator number 3 gave them a score of 80 of 100 points. So that the next page, page 24, shows that evaluator number 4 gave them a score of 88 out of 100 points. And then evaluator number 5 gave them a score of 87 out of 100 points. So their total overall score was 420 out of, I believe, 500 points. And then page 25 says the primary purpose of these audits is to provide an independent, objective assessment of the authority's financial standing while ensuring compliance with legal and accounting standards. Furthermore, these audits are essential for regulatory compliance, strengthening internal controls, preventing fraud, and improving overall financial management and accuracy. The technical evaluation team has determined Berger, Comer, and Associates to be the most qualified based on the qualifying factors. The evaluation team has affirmed cost reasonableness pursuant to 2 CFR 200.404 and recommend the award for the audit services indicated, OPA-RFP-26-001, for a 3-year contract term amount of $202,500 with one renewal option in the amount of $72,500 for the total amount of $275,000. And then you will see on page 26, there is, because it was the request for approval of a sole bid, which we must do whenever there's a sole bidder, we must notify HUD and request the approval of the sole bid. And there's usually a lot of documentation that has to be submitted to justify the sole bid to HUD. And this letter dated February 10th, 2026, addressed to our Housing Procurement Administrator, Antonio Camacho, is from Jesse Wu of the Director of our Public Housing in the Honolulu Field Office. And it indicates that they're in receipt of the February 3rd request for approval of a sole source proposal from Berger Comer and Associates that responded to a request for proposal for OPA-RFP-26-001 for the Independent Financial Audit Services. And it notes the documents that were provided: a published advertisement notice, cost estimate, cost analysis, evaluation scoring sheet, selection letter, cost proposal, and intent of award. And that the RFP was published in the local newspaper on November 7th, 2025. 2 vendors picked up the RFP and only 1 offeror submitted a proposal on December 5th, 2025. The GHURA conducted an independent cost estimate, evaluated the proposal based on the evaluation factors in the RFP, and determined that the proposal submitted is fair and reasonable. And that GHURA was requesting HUD approval to award this RFP to Berger Comer and Associates. And they indicated, we have reviewed the documents provided and hereby approve the GHURA to proceed to award RFP OPA-RFP-26-001 to Berger Comer and Associates. So there you go. We submitted a request for the approval of the sole bidder award, and we were granted the approval by our HUD offices. If you have any questions, we're here to answer them. And we do have, I believe, our procurement administrator, Mr. Tony, who was responsible for submitting all the documentation that was required to justify the award to a sole bidder.
Thank you, Madam Director. Commissioners, any questions? Mr. Camacho, thank you for putting everything together for us as well.
Sure, thank you, you're welcome.
Madam Director mentioned that Berger Comer and Associates were the sole only
Yes.
only bidders.
So they were the only vendors
Only vendors.
that submitted the RFP.
The RFP.
Correct.
Yeah.
So with that triggered the sole bidder that we had to submit it to HUD for their review and approval.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for our listeners on YouTube and for people that are unaware, sorry, Commissioner Torres, one more. I'm sorry, just one second. What is the SOP or the process if it's more than one bidder or one bidder? Can you?
If it's less, just single
Yes.
bidder,
Yes.
it needs to go through HUD for approval.
Got it.
Okay.
And if there's multiple?
If there's multiple, it does not require.
Okay.
Because once it's only one submittal, whether it's an RFP or IB, it becomes non-competitive.
Sure.
Right. So it has to go to HUD for.
Not for a final.
I've heard of Berger, they've been around for a long time.
Yes, I would think so.
Yeah.
So mind you that the evaluation factors also here is just part of the evaluators or the team from OPA as well. And that's what you include us.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Commissioner, sir. Is anything else? Straightforward. Okay. All right, with that being said, item number 5, may I get a motion on the floor, please, to award intent of award to Berger Comer and Associates.
I'll make a motion, sir. Sent to award OPA RFP 26-001, the Independent Financial Audit Services of the Guam Housing and Urban Development, being awarded to the single bidder to Home and Associates. For the audit service indicated with OPA RFP 26-001 for a 3-year contract in the total amount of $202,500 with one renewal option. And in the amount of $72,500 for the total amount of $275,000 even.
Perfect. Thank you, Commissioner Corpus. May I get a second, please? Thank you, commissioners. Show of hands, may I get a vote, please? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Old business incentive award to Burger Comer and Associates has been approved. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Camacho, to you and your team.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Item number 6, Executive Director's Report. Project updates, Madam Director.
Hi, thank you, Vice Chair. I asked our A&E division if they could please provide some project status updates because it's been a while since we've done that. And so Mr. Sunny did include in your packet, some slides I think that we're going to show regarding the projects that they've been working on. So if we may proceed with that, and Mr. Sunny.
Thank you, Madam Director. And Ms. Audrey, you can share the screen, please. Okay, good afternoon, commissioners, and thank you for allowing me to make this presentation for the A&E Division's project status updates. Next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. Yeah. Again, I don't usually read from the screen to you. As you can see that these are the list of projects that has been completed, one's been completed, and 3 that are in progress. And this is, by the way, we have pictures to show you project locations as well as and along with project progress. Next slide, Ms. Audrey, please. Okay, and then we also have what is in the works or in the works with Mr. Tony here. We have these 4 projects that I will show you at least the status for them. Okay, next slide, please. First one we'll talk about is Totu Gardens. This was, sorry, it's Guam Police. Okay, the Guam Police project, as you can see, is about $5.5 million. It was funded through CDBG. We did have a groundbreaking, I think it was just last month.
Yes.
Last month, January 21st. And it was, again, permitting. It was recent. We recently received the permits, and the official construction commencement was yesterday, March 16th. And so now we have vertical activity that's occurring as we speak. And I think we do have pictures that show the groundbreaking ceremony last week. That's the location. I'm sorry, this is the picture, and of course the location. That's I keep saying it's down south when it's not really south. It's to the east, south, a little bit of southeast, roughly southeast of the island. Okay, and it is near a gymnasium in Talafofo. Okay, and you have a picture there of what the concept would look like, a perspective of the final product, the final delivered building. Okay, next slide, please, Miss Audrey. We do have a few pictures of the groundbreaking activity along with the, bless you, along with the support that we got from GPD that very day. Okay. Do that. Okay. Next one is the rehabilitation of the existing 21-unit apartment. Okay, this is located at 150. Yeah, you can read it. Chalananeri in Dededo. Let's see. Bid opening is scheduled for March 19, 2026, and once this is awarded, it will revitalize a substantial multifamily dwelling apartment complex. It's under procurement We've completed its planning, and so I think there is a picture and location on the next slide. It's located in Jigo. I think this is near the KFC in Jigo, and that's where this building is located. Okay, is it KFC? I might be wrong. Okay.
We're returning to Jigo.
Jigo.
Well, kind of next to KFC. Yeah. Something back,
Yeah.
Back of KFC.
yes,
There.
because that's a mobile gas station.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, that would drive me nuts, I mean, the wind going this way.
Oh, yeah.
I know,
It's McDonald's. After that.
exactly, yeah. I thought that was in Festival.
There's interesting.
Paris Acres right up there. Yeah. Thank you, Sunny.
You're welcome, sir. Next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. Construction of 8 homes in Catalina Court, Dededo. This is near Guma San Jose. And procurement planning was completed back in December of last year, and bid opening will be next week. Sounds like Mr. Tony. Yes. Okay. And we do have a map location of where this property is located. It's near Guma San Jose and Maria Ujoa, if I'm not mistaken.
The single bedroom, are they in Monaco?
Sir?
Is this the new Monaco area for the seniors?
Um,
That'd be in one bedroom.
8 new units, sir. Sure. Good question. Do you guys, A&E, do you know if this includes Monaco? Is that your question, sir? Yeah. If it includes elderly housing?
It includes elderly housing or this, the 8-bedroom?
Elderly housing.
The elderly.
Is this on mute? Sir,
This is for Catalina
good
Court.
afternoon.
What is that?
That is for the veterans. It's 8 unit, 1 bedroom, and it will be under West Care.
Thank you, Irvin. We do have a few more pictures on the next slide. Please, Miss Audrey.
Okay. Para nasa tayo yung sa ano daw.
Irvin, your mic is on. You can turn it off. There you go. Thank you. Okay. All right. Next slide, please, Miss Audrey. Okay. So this is for the renovation of the basketball court. And this is the Total Gardens. Okay. And this was completed. We just finished this back in January, and we had a ribbon cutting with the governor. And of course, we have a few pictures of that ribbon cutting along with the facility itself. Okay. Next slides, please, Miss Audrey. Okay. There's our wonderful looking Madam Director.
Wonderful looking meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next project is our lead abatement project at AMPS 2 and 4. And this is it's a safety project funded by CFP, contract value, as you can see. It is still ongoing, but we do have AMP 4 that has been completed. AMP 2, you can see that it's 30%, and we do have a few pictures and locations. Next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. These are the locations for AMP 2 and AMP 4. And this is the work that is ongoing at AMP 4. Next one is the 26 renovation of 26 housing units. Okay, this major renovation covers 26 public housing units across Jonia, Inaraha, and Dedado, and Toto, it's funded by CFP, contract amount is 1.36 million. The intent of award was officially approved February 10th, and this project will provide upgrades to a 2-bedroom, 3-bed, and 4 and 5-bedroom units. Next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. Those are the locations. And then push out pictures. 26 units, that's a lot. That's a lot of units. It's time. And the office modernization of modern fiscal divisions, which is just upstairs. Procurement planning was done December 15th, and it's been rescheduled for bid opening on April 27th. We do have pictures of the upstairs facilities that do need the modernization.
Excuse me, Mr. Sunny, just reiterate, who's the contractor for the 26 units?
The contractor for the 26 units is.
Is it OE?
And
Is it OH, Urban?
For base bid 1 and 2 is OH Construction, and base bid 3 is Guam Evergreen.
Okay.
Thank you, Urban.
Thank you, Edward. Thank you, son.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Almost done.
No, you're good, you're good.
Okay. Okay, next slide, please, Ms. Audrey. This is the proposed office setup for the mod and fiscal division, how they're going to be rearranged in the future. And the last one, I think the last slide talks about Guam housing. Okay. And this is what you had just approved, the change order for the windows and a few doors.
Yes.
Okay. Construction for mock-up units is ongoing. Of course, next slide, please. We had a groundbreaking event sometime in December of last year.
Were we invited? I don't think we might. We're gonna look into that.
We'll invite you on the ribbon cutting.
Okay.
You're invited to the ribbon cuttings.
Just kidding.
And so this is the location of the units over in Lada. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time and attention. Back to you, Madam Director.
Oh, thank you, Sonny. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much,
Sure.
Sunny. And I think the only other thing I wanted to say under Executive Director's Report is I just sent a memo out today, and I love to bring attention and give credit where it's due, and any chance we have to employees who we should recognize. And so we received a letter from the Guam chapter of the accounting group, AGA Guam chapter, which has more than 240 members. But of note is that 46 of those members have the CGFM designation, meaning they're Certified Government Financial Manager designation. Only 46 of the 240 members have that designation, and GHURA is proud that 2 of those 46 are actually our Francis Daniele, our controller, and Jericho Garcia, who is over in the disaster recovery, CDBG-DR. And so we need to make sure that we recognize their achievement to continue to have this CGFM designation, because not all of the accounting members of the Guam chapter have that designation. So I just want to make sure that we congratulate them on being part of that designation and being part of GHURA, because we benefit from their invaluable contributions to the agency. So I think that's the last thing that I wanted to announce, other than when you get to the board meeting, the next board meeting, if we can talk about that date, because we do need to change that.
Okay. Thank you to our in-house heroes for their accomplishments. please extend our gratitude and our appreciation for all their hard work and contribution on behalf of the board. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Quite an achievement.
Will
Okay,
do.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Director. All right, moving on to item number 7, general discussions and announcements. Next proposed scheduled board meeting, 31st of March, 2026, 12 p.m. here at the office. Madam Director, if you wanted to point something out about the
Yes.
change in dates.
So I wanted to propose that we change that date because that is the week that we are having on-site visitors from HUD from
Okay.
the week of March 30th all the way to the 3rd. And so if we can change that meeting date to, I'm proposing April 7th, Tuesday, April 7th.
Okay, so noted. And sure, Ms. Cat and Ms. Audrey will work together with the board to make sure that we have everyone on board for that. Commissioners, that is proposed date of April 7th, 2026 at 12 p.m. here at the GHURA main office.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Director. Okay, is there anything else, legal, Madam Director, Dee Dee, you want to add to our general discussion before we commence?
Happy
Or-
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
I got you too. Thank you. Okay, with that being said, if there's something else, I'd like to make a motion on the floor to adjourn. Thank you, Commissioner Corpus. And second,
Thank you.
all right,
Raise the hand for vote.
red vote, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, and that adjourns our Board of Commission meeting. The time is 1:25 p.m. Thank you for everybody online. Thank you for everybody who's listening, and thank you to our Board of Commissioners. Have a great week and happy Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day. Take care.